Now, James, Gerald Griffin's Claughaun Sunday. It's a very, very quick turnaround from the semi-final that you played on Tuesday night. But first of all, how are things in the camp, and how are you yourself feeling heading into this final?
Yeah, all things are good. I suppose it's been an intense week for some of our players, especially the dual players. We're going well in both codes at the moment now. The junior hurlers are in a county semi, and they were out last Saturday. And then obviously with the footballers out on Tuesday, so we've 13 dual players. So I suppose the last couple of days now it's a case of just getting on the recovery, and whatever sessions we do in the meantime will be light, just with a view to getting the bodies right for Sunday. But I suppose it's a good position to be in, where you've the club going well in both codes and a county final to be looking forward to. So they'll be all good come Sunday.
When you came into the club, Claughaun is a club synonymous, unfortunately, in going back. It has to be going back 20-25 years since they were winning, even more since they were winning at senior level in both codes. Was that history? Were you aware of that, or was it explained to you, or could you just feel it when you came into the club?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Like my first year there was 2017. I was in as coach the last 3 years. This is my first year as manager. But fairly soon on, when you go in there, the first week you're made known of the history, and like even my backroom team now, of Barry Ryan and Tom McGarry, and they would have been stalwarts of teams gone by that would have been involved in county winning teams. So I suppose we've continued that on, like by bringing those guys in as selectors. They pass down what knowledge they have to the younger players. And I suppose what Sunday's about is our lads just creating their own bit of history now, and it not just winning intermediate titles. It's about getting Claughaun back up senior and challenging for senior titles where they should be.
Yeah, this season has been, I suppose, quick fire in a lot of ways. You seem to have grown into the championship. A draw the first day against Mount Collins, but since then you've won every single game. Obviously beating Rathkeil, your neighbour St. Pat's, and then obviously Sennons on Tuesday night. Do you think you're battle hardened enough coming into this final?
Definitely, yeah. Like when we saw the group, it was a lot harder than the original groups when they were drawn back in January. And I suppose the Mount Collins game, we were up by 6 points, I think, in the second half water break, and we just kind of eased off a little bit. And I suppose the preparation for that game wasn't ideal because we had a positive test in the club 2 weeks before that. So we literally went in from coming out of quarantine to going straight into playing championship. So I think that might have come against us in the final minutes. But in the game since, I feel we've definitely gone from strength to strength, and we're in good form going into Sunday.
And you as a manager, how have you balanced you mentioned the dual club there, you're still going in the hurling at semi-final stage. How has the club balanced that out, between, obviously you mentioned I think 13 or 14 shared players. How has that worked from your point of view?
Yeah, I suppose it was just something that I had to iron out with the junior hurling manager at the start of the year. We knew that the season was going to be condensed, and that it was going to be a bit of tug of war for the players, but you have to think of player welfare and things like that. So we kind of came down to agreement that was beneficial for both camps. And I suppose some of the most successful clubs in the country, as you look at Lockmore, they're able to juggle both teams. So it is possible, but it just takes some good management between both codes.
Opponents on Sunday, Gerald Griffins, they beat Claughaun last year. You said you were involved, beat Claughaun last year in the semi-final. Are you expecting a very similar hour of football, or what has changed for you in the meantime?
Yeah, possibly. I think the weather conditions for the weekend are meant to be great, so that'll be one big difference from last year. And I suppose last year Griffins got off to a very good start, and maybe a little bit of panic set in from our lads. We have a very young squad, and I think last year the panic set in. They started maybe going for goals too early when they were chasing the game, besides keeping the scoreboard ticking over. So yeah, look, we've definitely come on, we've learned from our experiences, and even that Mount Collins game, it was a great test to get early on in this championship. So yeah, I feel like our lads are ready, and that we've learned from past experiences, and hopefully it'll be a different result this year compared to the semi last year.